match. This time, a round 2 match between BackForJustice and WildAnaconda69. On commentary, I'm Alucard, and joining me is Cerberoth. How's it going, man?
Hello, it's going really well. Looks like our runners have selected rows for each other.
That's right, and we're going to get this party started right now. So BackForJustice has chosen row 4 for WildAnaconda69, and WildAnaconda has chosen column 1 for BackForJustice. So why don't we run through row 4? You want to run through row 4 and see what Wild has to complete?
Yeah, sure. So he's going to have to finish in the wrecked ship energy tank room. He's going to have to collect 40 power bombs. In addition, he'll have to collect the grapple beam, as well as collecting only one of various suit or gravity suit. We'll probably see him collect the gravity suit there. And then 15 super missiles. It's a lot of collection, but that's actually what this card represents, is just a lot of collection.
Yeah, I know we haven't had a lot of time to look at the card, but we will be able to here as they're making their way through the first few areas of the game. But BackForJustice is going to have to complete column 1, collecting all 15 Norfair power bombs. That's a doozy, because you do have to go down to lower Norfair to collect 2 of those. 2 packs of those. Defeat Spore Spawn. Should be pretty simple. 125 or more missiles. A lot of item collection there. Finish in the wrecked ship energy tank room and visit the critters, which importantly does require you to have speed booster or do some other interesting tricks in the game. So likely we'll see BackForJustice pick up speed booster.
Yeah, now there's not really very many limiters. There is the one limiter in row 1, column 2 there, which is collect only one of wave, beam, or speed booster. But that's not going to be a very big factor for the runners. I think they'll probably collect the speed booster if they need it and skip over wave.
Yeah, it seems very likely. Although it looks as though BackForJustice will, spend a decent amount of time in Norfair, collecting speed booster. Might as well get wave while she's at it, unless, she really wants to skip it and go for row 1 or column 2.
Well, the nice thing about her column is that it doesn't actually require her to defeat any boss except for Crocomire. So she can, lava dive down into lower Norfair and then just go pick up the various power bombs. She doesn't have to go and defeat Ridley, and then she can pick up the other power bombs on her way out.
That's pretty fair. Although, obviously you do have to kill Fantoon to get to the wrecked ship energy tank room. Well, I guess you can actually go the back way through the Forgotten Highway in theory, but that would be suitless Meridia, and I don't think that's something that she would want to do. And then defeating Spore Spawn, shout outs to him for being a boss. Maybe he doesn't count.
No, he doesn't really count.
So yeah, maybe row 1 would be very synergistic for BackForJustice. As you said, maybe skipping wave beam, already has to pick up those missiles, so 75 plus is already done. Mm-hmm. Collecting the gauntlet energy tank or X-ray is pretty simple, especially if she does decide to go collect grapple, because she's going to get those power bombs anyways.
Mm-hmm. Now that does have the finish. Oh,
it does have the finish.
So that if she goes into the wrecked ship, if she doesn't go to the wrecked ship first, then finishing in the grapple beam room would be awkward to
well, she can't do it. She has to finish in the wrecked ship energy tank room.
Oh, that's true too. Yeah, so she can't do that. It's
not even an option. Yeah, that is a good point. So she might be looking at more of something like TLBR, top left, bottom right. So you can do a lot of item collection in Brinstar, grab a bunch of missiles and energy tanks there. Destroy its statues, pretty simple. Now, Does she want to skip, one of Varia or Gravity? Probably not, but she might be able to get away with not collecting Gravity at all and just like ending in the wreck ship.
Yeah, see, I like for her sticking in Norfair for the beginning of the game and collecting everything that she needs to do there, and then going back up. So if it were me, I would probably collect Varia and then go down into lower Norfair and pick up whatever I need to, and finish off that as best as possible to go back up to the wreck ship to defeat Fantoon and then get that energy tank or go into the energy tank room.
Right. If she's comfortable with Lava Dive, then that would be, totally fine. And I think both of these players are very experienced, so you might see that from one or both of them.
Yeah, these players are definitely very experienced. So I think we're going to see some very interesting choices in what they do here once they get out of the beginning stages of the game here. Both players have picked up bombs and are making their way down now to get early supers.
Right. So Wild has to do a bunch of item collection, as we mentioned, 40 plus power bombs. So like there are 2 power bomb packs that he has to skip, basically. Or I mean, if he wants, he can get more, but he likely will not. So which 2 do you think those would be?
Yeah, it'll most likely be the ones in lower Norfair. There's nothing on his row that requires him to go down there. And he can do all of the rest of the things up in Meridia. I think we'll see him for sure going to get Gravity Suit early, and then he'll start collecting things and try to finish off Brinstar, and then go into Meridia and collect things in and around there. So it's likely he might want to get like Space Jump and defeat Crocomire. He might want to take that column 5.
That does seem like a reasonable option. It does look like Wild is foregoing this reserve room, so he's likely going to stay away from that 3+ reserve tanks objective. And BackForJustice, importantly, collecting all these missiles because she does have to get 125 or more.
Yeah, now it's actually easy to pick up all of those missiles. It's just going to take a lot of time with the fanfare. So there if you just pick them all up on as they come by, and you can pick up quite a number of missiles. So. Wild going down to collect Charge Beam now. Nice mock ball right out of the early supers room for BackForJustice. See, now here I think we're going to see Wild for sure go up Red Tower.
And there he goes. It's a good call.
Yeah, well, especially with that collect 1 of Varia or Gravity, it's very unlikely that he would choose Varia, especially since he's pretty much forced to go into Meridia for various things.
We see BackForJustice heading up to Spore Spawn now. Gonna fight that boss that she was forced to fight here.
Yeah, I think I'm sorry.
Go for it.
Yeah, I think this is a good time for her to go in here and just take care of this one, this boss. Just get rid of this one objective. Spore Spawn's kind of out of the way, and
Wild very swiftly getting up Red Tower and grabbing these power bombs. You blink and you'll miss them. See if he decides to safety save as well. He is picking up these power bombs importantly because he does have to get 40 or more. Could be synergistic also with the collect all 25 Brinstar power bombs. So he could consider maybe doing column 3.
Yeah, that's a possibility. It brings him around Brinstar a little bit more. But that also has a 35 super missiles, which can be a bit daunting.
That is definitely fair.
So I think once he leaves the wreck ship, it'll be interesting to note which direction he goes. If he tries to go back down Red Tower, like he opened up that door right there, or if he goes over across to the ship, to say Gauntlet or something similar.
And here comes CWJ for Wild. BackForJustice electing to pick up these super missiles as well.
I think that's a good call for her.
Wild trying to do a diagonal bomb jump there, and now setting up another CWJ. It's kind of interesting the different tactics these players can use, and some are familiar with some tactics and some with others.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. I think we've seen that throughout all of the races that have happened so far in the tournament. You know what various players are familiar with, and they stick to that and use that to their advantage.
Well, it really just shows the depth of different strategies that you can employ in the game.
Oh yeah, well that's what makes things like this double anti-bingo tournament even possible. Right?
Exactly. So Wild is through, making his way over to fight Fantoon. While BackForJustice is doing a lot of missile and item collection that she has been forced to do.
Yeah, I think it's smart on her part to just pick up every missile she sees as she runs by. So it's going to be easier for her in the end to actually pick up that and make sure that she has that 125 missiles.
Yeah, I mean that's more than half of the missiles in the game. So you got to be on top of that. Interestingly, skipping over those green pipe Brinstar missiles.
Well, she might come back for them, depending on her routing a little bit later.
And she is going up Red Tower, and here comes Fantoon for Wild. See how it goes. Very nice first round fast pattern. Very nice fight from Wild. Hardly taking any damage there.
Yeah, nice. Set him up in 3 rounds and very clean.
And BackForJustice has made her way up Red Tower now with all those missiles and is going to collect some power bombs. So electing also to likely head towards the wreck ship now.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is interesting. Wild is electing to go get the supers.
He does need 15 or more, so this will complete that objective for him. But it'll be interesting to see if he decides to go for even more than that.
Yeah, that will definitely indicate that he might want to go for that column 3. BackForJustice saving before going in to fight Fantoon. Always a good choice.
Just skipping right over those power bombs. Interesting. So likely going to stay away from that collect all 25 Brinstar power bombs objective.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense with the rest of what she has. And nothing else on her force column requires her to collect power bombs. So I think that's a wise choice, especially given the fact that she has to pick up so many missiles as it is. So she might.
Yeah,
want to
why
pick
add
up,
to that? It's a good
right.
point.
She might maybe focus on other objectives.
Here comes CWJ for BackForJustice. Wild electing to farm probably some health here. I think that's what he wants. So he can get through this bowling room without dying, because those spikes are going to do a lot of damage here.
Yeah, it'll probably take him 2 or 3 to get across. Very nice BackForJustice getting the CWJ there after some initial trouble with the setup, but making it in good time and on her way to fight Fantoon here.
Yeah, relatively quick for both of these players getting that CWJ.
Yeah, the only interesting thing about this for BackForJustice is that she does have to finish in the wreck ship energy tank room, so she is going to have to come back up here, no matter what she does. Wow, Wild cutting it very close with 19 energy after the bowling.
It was a good thing he farmed that health.
Now, it'll be interesting to see if he goes for the wreck ship reserve tank, which he doesn't, so that might eliminate...
Well, he doesn't have speed booster.
That's true. That's true. Maybe he's going for the Norfair reserve then, if he's going to go for that column 5. Now, that will mean he has to kill Dragon to get space jump, but I still think that's a wide open possibility for him.
And here's the Fantoon fight for BackForJustice. Doing all right in the first round.
Yeah, she missed a little bit on that Doppler, I think, but otherwise doing quite well.
Wild electing to go into this criteria power bomb room, which is an objective on the card, with 17 health. It's scary.
Dangerous, very dangerous. That
there are spikes and acid in this room, so
and even with his newfound gravity suit, he's going to take a bit of damage.
If he lands in that acid, he is probably dead. But he did get a little bit of health from those enemies in the room, and now he has these power bombs, and he does need the 40+. So he's well on his way.
Excellent. BackForJustice taking down Fantoon there with a final super.
Very nice.
Yeah, he's gonna go across to the gauntlet now, it looks like. Yep. Wild coming across the gauntlet. Also very dangerous because he has not gone to the ship. He has 24 health here.
Wild, please.
He has
giving us a heart attack.
He is not saved at all, so...
Did get a big health drop. Almost getting grabbed. Oof. But I think he's going to be okay now. He's dipping his toe in the acid.
He wants to live on the edge. And he was going to pick up this energy tank here now.
He's rewarded for it. Yeah, he should be fine now.
It'll be interesting to see if he picks up both of the missile packs here or just the one. He doesn't really have a missile requirement. But
he hasn't been going for any of the missiles here. Yeah, and he's just going right past them.
Yeah, which makes me think that he's not really going to do that column 4, even though he did pick up the criteria power bomb. I think that's just going to be part of his 40 plus power bombs because he's got to collect them all.
Well, he is destroying a statue here, so he might be going for that column 3.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. I think he does have the gauntlet energy tank now, so we can mark that one off.
Yeah, good call.
So that probably means he's going to get all 25 Brinstar power bombs, which makes a lot of sense for him since he has to collect 40 anyway. Those are basically very easy. Yeah, Stray says row 3 in the chat, but I think those are basically free power bombs for him to collect all 25 in Brinstar.
And he's gonna have what 25 supers after completing the Brinstar kind of cleanup here. So just needs to grab 2 more packs, which he can probably grab in Meridia.
Yeah, I think definitely we'll see him go into Meridia and grab everything in Meridia. It doesn't seem like he really needs that much in Norfair beyond the grapple beam. So I think he's going to go in there for that.
Skipping that E-Tank. Not even gonna pick up the stuff on the way.
It's definitely a bold move, but that's what he's been doing throughout this race. He has been picking up the absolute minimum, which is very valid strategy. BackForJustice going back for those missiles under the ocean here.
By my count, BackForJustice does have 50 missiles total. See if I'm right.
Well, she currently has 49, so at least 50.
Yep.
Interesting, she's going up here. Is she going to get the criteria power bomb? It looks like it. She's trying to bomb jump up. Now that's interesting. Wild picked up that missile pack. I wonder if that was just a...
He didn't have any missiles at the time, so I feel like maybe he just wanted them. That's my guess, but...
Also a possibility. I'm out of missiles. I need a reload.
Looks like he's going to get these Spore Spawn supers. Very wise move. First try, nice.
Yeah, again, like you were saying, that's very wise from him. He picks up the 10 in the wreck ship, he picks up the 15 in Brinstar, and now he has 25 of the 35 that he needs. So he picks up 2 more in Meridia, and he's basically got that unlock.
So with BackForJustice picking up criteria power bomb, you think that she might be going for maybe row 3?
Yeah, that's very interesting. She has to pick up 3 reserves. Now, she does have the Brinstar reserve. She couldn't get the wreck ship reserve. So if she goes down and picks up the Norfair reserve, we'll definitely have more of an idea. Now, the one thing that's interesting about that is that it will require her to go collect Space Jump, which makes her journey even longer, because not only does she have to go all the way down to Lower Norfair, now she has to then go kill Dragon.
It's true, and she did not destroy a statue as well, which I would have expected her to do.
Yeah, well, because she's opted to go down Red Tower here, which is a shorter route to get down to Norfair, which is where she wants to go for most of her collection.
Right. So Wild has cleaned up all the power bombs from Brinstar. There are 5 packs in Brinstar, and he has all of them. And he did also pick up that Criteria Power Bomb pack, so he is at 30 total. He has 6 packs of 5 apiece. Still needs 2 more. It's likely going to be Meridia Power Bomb and Croc.
Yeah, he does have to pick up that grapple beam, so there's, I mean, the one right after Crocomire is essentially free. And it's just a question of whether he wants to wrestle in the sand pits or not, and he probably will, because that's just where he's going to end up for the super missiles and whatnot.
Ooh, Norfair map station for BackForJustice.
Now that's a very interesting pickup.
Maybe going for column 4. This is really interesting. Going for 2 complete columns, but a very synergistic ones. I like it.
Yeah, the one thing I don't like about that is that it has collect both Meridia energy tanks, which puts her, you know, in the Mama Turtle room, which is once you have gravity, that one's basically free. But there is then the Bot Woon E-Tank, so she'd have to go up and defeat Bot Woon in order to get that E-Tank, which is, again, it's kind of out of her way for where she wants to be, which is going to be in lower Norfair.
Interestingly, Wild electing to skip high jump, deciding it's not worth his time.
That's been the story of his night. He wants the very minimum. He's not even going up and getting speed booster or wave here. It seems like he's going straight down to Crocomire to pick up grapple beam. And here he's trying to gate glitch here. Having a little bit of trouble with it.
Certainly. BackForJustice doing a good job collecting all these missiles.
Yeah, picking up the lava missiles.
She's almost halfway to that 125 plus missiles objective by my count, so she needs as many as she can get.
Yeah, that's a daunting objective for sure. So she can pick up the missiles down here at the bottom of Bubble Mountain, as well as the missiles up right before the door of Speed Booster if she goes up there, which it seems like she's going up there right now.
Here's Crocomire for Wild. He does have a lot of supers, so that does help this fight move along quite nicely.
Yeah, for sure. What'll be interesting to see is if he bothers to pick up the energy tank here, which I'm going to bet no, because it seems like he, you know, just only wants what is on the card. Yeah, back.
I don't think you lose any time by collecting it, but fair enough.
He doesn't seem to want to be bothered by anything that is not on his card, so
fair enough.
Yeah, I don't fault him. So BackForJustice did pick up those missiles above the door just before the speed booster room. Also picking up speed booster, you know, farming a little bit before she gets out of there.
So Wild might be doing TLBR here.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
But that does require him to go into lower Norfair and get those power bombs. But I guess he wants to get a lot of power bombs anyways. So maybe that's why he's trying to synergize those together.
Could be. That keeps him out of Meridia altogether, I think.
Well, he needs the supers for 35 plus super missiles, but I guess he's not doing that.
Yeah.
Must not be doing it then, I guess. But he picked up all those other ones in Brinstar, so it's very strange.
It's possible that, you know, he's just was hedging some bets. So
True.
Here we see BackForJustice going in for the lava dive here.
Trying to go for the spark. This will be cool. She gets it.
Yeah.
It's looking good.
Yeah, looks good. Oh, that's nice.
A little bit. Yeah, short. She can gravity jump.
WildAnaconda, no problems with that bomb jump straight up to grapple. Yeah, I don't know if she wants to gravity jump or if she has only one energy tank left here, and I'm not sure what's in reserve, but she does not have the Varia, so she will take double damage off being in the lava. She might not want to take that chance.
So Wild is making his way out of here. Let's see which direction he decides to go.
Yeah, now he did open up the tube from Meridia, so I think he's probably gonna head back that way, and then
That
finish
would make
off
sense.
whatever collection up here and that he needs in Meridia.
So maybe he's still staying the course for column 3. Oh, I need to check that off. Does have those 25 Brinstar power bombs. So yeah, just grabbing.
Yeah, well, all 5 Brinstar energy tanks is kind of daunting, and he has not been collecting anything extraneous really. So
I think I made a mistake on the card. My mistake. My bad. BackForJustice has speed booster. Wild does not.
Wild has neither speed nor wave. He does have charge though.
So congratulations to BackForJustice making it through the lava dive. That was excellent.
Yeah, going for a pillar spark here. Very
Got to
nice.
get those power bombs.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see her collect those, and then that's kind of it. She's gonna leave this area. The one issue here is that they are in the one set is in deep. Those power bombs of shame. There's a Wild picking up one more super, so he has just 30 right now.
And you should go for the watering hole here, because he can't pick up the aqueduct ones. Let's see, like crystal flash clips or snail clips to get him, or something.
That would be
very
certainly
slow.
interesting to see.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it past him to snail clip or something, but very nice.
I'd just be concerned if he had the normal missiles to be able to crystal flash at this point. He has all the everything else.
Yeah, no, he is going for a watering hole.
BackForJustice, safety saving here. Great idea.
Yeah. She does have to make it through the metal pirate room, and then she'll be ready to pick up the power bombs of shame.
Wild is actually very close to done.
Yeah, he is. He has most of the power bombs he needs. He's gonna collect these last supers and then go back to the wreck ship energy tank, and that's kind of it for him.
He has made a very, very good route here for himself for all this item collection. Very synergistic. Because he just needs to grab the supers, he needs to get the Meridia power bomb, and then he just needs to run to the wreck ship. That's all he needs to do.
Yeah, and his collection strategy has been very no nonsense. He has not picked up anything that he does not absolutely needed in order to fill out an item on the card.
Back for justice.
Oh, 10 energy getting...
She did just save, so she's okay. But man, she actually takes the hit and dies there. But she'll be right back up.
Yeah, having just saved, I think that was smart on her part there.
I don't know what's going on with Wild. It looks like his stream is having a little bit of problems, so won't really be able to keep tabs on what he's doing. Back for justice, dying again there. Unfortunately, she saved with like 60 health, so she's in a bit of trouble. She has to get around these key hunters, and they do a lot of damage. But if she does make it through, she can pick up an E-tank.
So, Wild is making his way through Meridia right now.
I can only assume he got that power bomb, but that seemed really quick.
Yeah, it looks like he's going through the Forgotten Highway, and
this makes sense.
Back up to the wreck ship. So yeah, I would believe that he has picked up the power bombs, and he has picked up the supers in the watering hole. He was there when last we saw on his stream. So
right, I imagine he picked up the supers there. It's just that if he needed to make sure he got those power bombs, but it makes sense. His route, if he goes, in Aqueduct down the sand pit, grabs the power bomb, he can go back up the toilet and then take the Forgotten Highway.
Yeah, and he is all very near to the wreck ship right now, so...
And he'll be right there at that energy tank room.
Yeah. And Wild has done with an SRL time of 37 minutes and 8 seconds. So congratulations to him on taking first place in this race. That's lightning fast.
And first place time in the entire tournament so far. A very impressive showing. I think the second place time is now a 43:57. So...
And it just goes to show, he picked up only what he needed. He skipped all those extra energy tanks, all those missiles, all those, he did not want any of it. And his routing was very, very sharp.
On point for sure. So I do believe Back for Justice does have 75 missiles.
And she's picked up her 15th Norfair power bomb, I believe.
Yep, that's it right there. Oh no, she hasn't killed
picked up the Croc power bombs.
Right.
She still needs the Croc power bombs. So she has 10 of them. She has all the ones from Lower Norfair, and she's on her way out now. So it's most likely what she'll do here is she'll go and visit Croc and take care of that, finish that up. What'll be interesting is if she goes and gets the missiles underneath the just before the grapple beam room, the one that's in with the acid, and then there's the one up at the top. See if she picks up those 2 missile packs there, since she does need 125. Taking a lot of damage from those key hunters.
So much damage. And Wild showing us there that he did collect all the supers and power bombs that he needed, so he is checked out. Very, very impressive run from him.
Yeah. It was very smart of him, the way he routed it and picked up everything. So I think just shows how well practiced he is at the game, and how well he knows where everything is and all the various rooms and which way to go.
Right, and he was able to identify very synergistic column to go with his forced row. I think that it definitely comes down to that a lot of the time. If you can really identify quickly what's a good option for you.
Oh no, BackForJustice missing the super missile on the door, having to go farm the Cack Attacks to pick up another super missile to get it into Crocomire. She did get the green gate glitch on the blue gate on her first try there, so since she's not picked up Wave Beam.
She does have charge, so she should be okay for the fight. And you can always farm at Croc, but
oh yeah,
there's so many missiles that she'll be able to get through this pretty.
Yeah, that's one thing that her 125 missile collection has definitely, given her. She should have no problems with this Crocomire fight. It would be interesting to see if she picks up the Crocomire E-Tank. She doesn't really need it. So
I mean, I guess it does take 6 seconds to pick it up.
That fanfare time is a real thing. Okay, so BackForJustice has defeated. Oh, just banging into the door there with that Shine Spark. But she has defeated Crocomire. Be interesting to see if she goes to pick up the grapple beam here. She doesn't really have need of it.
I mean, really doesn't make that much sense.
Yeah, but she could pick up the 2 missile packs that are down here. I don't think she'll pick up the power bombs. Again, no need. No,
she needs to. She needs the power bombs. That's her forced objective for the Norfair power bombs.
Oh, right. So that takes care of that. Nope, she's just leaving here. So those 2 missile packs she's not going to collect those, so she'll get some missiles some other way.
She definitely needs a bunch more here.
Yeah. Well, if she goes out the grapple beam way, she can pick up 5 more that way.
Right.
But she does not have grapple beam here, so
you can actually run off these small platforms here and make it up there to wall jump up.
Yeah,
I think that's what she's planning on doing.
Or you can bomb jump up.
True.
Now, another thing is that she has not visited any of the critters, which she does have to do. So it'll be interesting to see what she does when she comes back up here. If she has to go back into Brinstar. So
yeah, looking back on it, I mean, this was a really good forced column to pick because you really have to zigzag all over the place.
Yeah, for sure.
Go to lower Norfair, grab Speed Booster, go back to Brinstar for the critters, go back and finish in the wreck ship. Although I suppose you could go to Norfair first. This could have rewarded going to Norfair first. Then you'd be forced to lava dive.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying earlier, and I had thought, that doing that lava dive would have been beneficial. I think at least, in the interest of time, because you can go down there and you don't have to defeat Ridley. You just have to make your way through, and if you're careful enough, you pick up, you can pick up the energy tanks on your way, like the Firefly energy tank. And make your way through and come back up to Crocomire and pick up the power bombs, and then go back up toward the wreck ship through Brinstar and whatnot, picking up various things like the critters and your missiles all along the way. The other thing with that is that there's a lot of collection in her column, which that 125 missiles is also very daunting. So
it definitely is. But you're right. I mean, she could have stayed out of Meridia and maybe the wreck ship entirely. Well, other than finishing up there, which could have been a really interesting route.
Yeah, I mean, collecting all the missiles in Brinstar and collecting a good portion of the missiles in Crateria and Norfair, I think, would have given her most of the 125, so she wouldn't have had to go into Meridia at all.
And Norfair actually has more missiles, I mean, if you include Lower Norfair, than Brinstar, which is really interesting. Norfair has 75 missiles.
Yeah, for sure. She was going into Lower Norfair, and so she could, easily pick up the missile packs along the way. The one that she wouldn't be able to get is the one for Golden Chorizo, but I don't think that's really a big problem.
No, not at all. You do have to have Space Jump to activate the statue there to get that one.
Yeah, I mean, it's
a bit out of the way.
Yeah, that's the other thing, is that one would be totally out of the way. But the ones up above in the heart room there, you could have picked up those. And
true. All right, so BackForJustice has completed collecting both Meridia energy tanks. It'll be interesting to see where she decides to go from here. Obviously, she does have to visit the critters, so she's probably going to make her way towards Brinstar, but she does need to pick up a bunch of missiles along the way.
Yeah, I don't think she's picked up all the missiles in Brinstar yet, and then she can pick up at least one in the sand pits here. I doubt it's not worth her time to go pick up both.
No way. But, yeah, I mean, there's Blue Brinstar, and then there's Crateria that could give her a lot of collection.
Yeah, she does have speed, so she could pick up. Yeah, it looks like she's going to pick up the ones here in the Aqueduct.
Not sure which way she wants to go, it seems. Maybe heading back towards Crateria.
Well, another option is that there are two missile packs up in the watering hole area. There's the one in the beach.
True.
And so she might go up there. Oh, nope, looks like not. She's skipping those.
Looks like she has a plan.
Yeah.
Maybe Gauntlet. Maybe Blue Brinstar.
She has at least 100 by now, so she does not need that.
She has
many.
95 by my count, so she needs 30 more, 6 more packs.
Okay, I thought maybe I missed.
Maybe she's at 100, and I missed one along the way. She might go to the ship here, and we might see it.
Yeah, she does still have to visit both critters.
If she does decide to do Gauntlet, then it could be a pretty straightforward path to go to the critters.
For sure. And that would give her, 2 more missile packs as well. So.
All right, we get an update, an official update. 100, you were right on the money.
Yeah, I thought I saw her with over 90 earlier, and then she picked up that one missile pack just recently. So skipping gauntlets, that's very interesting. I wonder if she'll pick up the parlor missiles.
Moving right along.
No. Yeah, see, I would think the 10 missiles in Gauntlet are basically free.
Pretty much.
And that would give her 110, and she would need 3 more packs, and then make her way back up to the wreck ship energy tank room.
Yeah, she could have swept through this area and then gone through Blue Brinstar, finished up some missile collection there, and then headed back up the elevator towards wreck ship. That might have been a decent path.
Now, she has only picked up 1 of the missile packs in the wreck ship. Okay, she's going down for her critter, is it? Be interesting to see if she picks up any of the items here. There's no need for it.
No real need, yeah.
Alright, there's our first critter. What could be another option here is that she goes into Blue Brinstar and picks up a bunch of the missile packs that way. Picks up the missile pack from the invisible bridge. There's 2 there. There's another one just past the initial missile room. Then she can pick up the missiles under the old mother brain, and then parlor missiles. So that's 6 packs, I think, unless I'm miscounting.
5.
5 into 5, 3, 4. Yeah, 5. Which would be
exactly what she needs. Yeah,
right.
Perfect. Yeah, it looks like that's what she's doing. Good call.
Yeah, and I don't know if all of those would be faster than having picked up the gauntlet missiles, but they are still on the way. And Wild just showing off various things here.
Looks like he's trying to get stuck in the door or something. Do some X-ray climbing. Totally is.
And there's 3 of the missile packs that she needs. So it's more likely, ever more likely that she'll pick up the missile pack under the old mother brain, and then the one in the parlor missiles, and then she'll be right in line to head to the wreck ship energy tank room.
She's going away from that, apparently.
Okay.
She'll show us. Or she's very confused.
Nope.
What is happening? On the other side of the screen, we can see a rave happening. So maybe she's having some seizures or something from that.
Oh, did
she
she
did
want,
not
did she want
pick
the pipe
these
missiles?
up. She did not pick these up earlier, so I guess she wants these.
Okay, maybe she wants pipe missiles and then parlor missiles.
Or whole mother brain. Nope.
Nope, she's going. Keep going down the stairs here. Is there? She's gonna pick up another set of missiles in the wrecked ship. She's only picked up the one pack.
She can grab attic missiles. That's still a little slow. I don't think she opened the door there.
It's really slow. Yeah, and bowling missiles is even slower. She didn't pick up that. I hope she hasn't miscounted her missiles, thinking that she has 125.
Because we know with certainty at this point. We definitely tracked it from when she was at the ship just a bit ago, all the way down.
Yeah, she could go in
that criteria area. Yeah.
Up,
she could do
above,
that.
just past the attic. There's an easy pack there.
Since the door is open, that might be a logical option.
Yeah.
She already got the moat missiles and the one that underneath.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it does look like she's going up here, so it's quite possible she's either going for attic missiles or a pack out in the criteria above the ocean. So. Yep.
Looks like attic.
Yep. I think parlor missiles would have been a bit faster collecting those on the way up and coming around to the other thing you could do is, double check yourself by stopping.
Or old mother brain. I think that would have been super fast.
Yeah, well, picking up both of those, I think, rather than going down for the pipe missiles, I think picking up the old mother brain and picking up the parlor missiles, those two packs were right on the way to the wreck ship, and I think they would have been a little bit faster for her to pick up. But, she's got the 125 now, so she's going to make her way over to the wreck ship energy tank room. And
oh, no, she didn't open the door. Good thing she has all those missiles. She can just fire away at everything.
Nice speed spark, clean up the rest of the room here. I mean, shine spark, not speed spark. Boy, it's late at night. Getting tired.
Yeah.
And now she's gonna make her way over to the wreck ship energy tank, and I think we're done here. We can mark off the 125 missiles.
I didn't want to say anything about the spike room of death because commentators curse, but that could have been very treacherous because she does not have Varia.
and she only has 200 health.
Exactly. So that's why I didn't want to say anything.
And BackForJustice has done with an SRL time of 59 minutes and 33 seconds. So congratulations to her for finishing. But Wild has for sure taken this race.
Certainly. I mean, his route was impeccable.
Yeah, he just dominated. He came out and very no nonsense picked up exactly what he needed and knew exactly where he needed to go. So,
and I think he definitely picked a very good column for his opponent. I think, in a way, like that might have been the end of BackForJustice from the start in a way, because that's a lot of stuff and a lot of zigzag as we saw. I didn't really expect it to be so much zigzag in that path.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of dispersed collection will certainly cause your opponent to take a lot of time, and that's a very valid strategy when deciding on your row to give to your opponent. And I think you're right with that. The Wild made a very good selection on this card, and I think that's kudos to him for not only seeing his path, but seeing how to make life difficult for his opponent at the same time.
Agreed. All right, so that is going to do it for tonight's races, I believe. But let's take a quick look at the schedule and see what's on the menu for tomorrow.
Well, it's in some places it's already in the morning.
Sure, so, it is for me.
Yeah, so tomorrow it's just all Super Metroid scheduled so far. So tomorrow we're gonna have at 7 p.m. J-Ro versus Reddy. That's a round 2 match, and then at 8 p.m. we're gonna have Jake versus Typo. And that'll be a losers round 1 matchup. We can see who gets eliminated from those two guys. Both of those matches should be pretty good matches, I think.
Yeah, it should be really exciting. So definitely head on over here tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So we're going to be signing off here. I'm Alucard, and this is Cerberoth. Thanks for joining me for commentary tonight. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Thanks, everybody, for watching.
And see you next mission.